Hi there, I am Jay Her, and we're going to be doing a class later on this month with Paiwak kids and Sodatna. I wanted to show you a little few things before we actually get to there, just to see how we respond to entering into the state of hypnosis. So, 3 exercises. The first one is the simple little exercise where we put our hands together and then we interlock our fingers, we point our index fingers out, and then we spread it, we spread our index fingers apart, and we stare at the middle of it, and we allow ourselves to push our palms in towards each other tighter. We're pushing our palms in towards each other tighter, and then we also look in between our fingers there, and as we do, we take in a nice deep breath. And when we exhale, the fingers move closer and closer and closer towards each other until they touch. Some of you might already go through with me with this, but I just want to do this one more time with us just to see how we all respond to this first little exercise, okay? With a little bit more instructions. So hands right out in front of you. Put them together, interlock your fingers, and then put your index fingers right out. And now point them up and push your index fingers apart and take in a nice deep breath. And exhale and look right in between them. Push your palms in together as tight as you can, and as you do, notice your fingers pulling and pushing, pulling and tugging and pushing towards each other, moving faster and faster, closer and closer and closer and closer until they touch. And as they touch, just notice how they become closed together, how they become glued together, how they become tighter and tighter. Just keep pushing your palms towards each other, and as you notice that, you notice also your fingers becoming tighter and tighter. Some of us will be able to feel this, and others not so much. If you do feel it, great. You're able to enter into the state of hypnosis quite easily and quite comfortably. For those of us that aren't, just keep practicing, just keep doing this until you start to feel it. Sometimes when you do this, you notice yourself physically trying to resist. If that happens, practice allowing it to happen. Since you already know how the process is, you can basically tell yourself nothing bad is going to happen, and then allow it to happen. Sometimes it's that resistance, sometimes it's us fearing what it is that might be coming next. So since it's you doing it on yourself, you can know that you won't be giving yourself any other suggestion than just that. And so just let it happen, and let it be, and allow yourself to feel what your mind can allow your body to do. Okay, so that's the first step. Now the second exercise is a little different exercise, okay? Hands also, just the easiest little part that we can do with this is both of your palms up. Now, take your right hand, okay, hopefully this looks right on this screen, but take your right hand and point your thumb towards the ceiling, and then your left hand is just allow it to be flat like this. Now, I'm going to step back, hopefully you guys can kind of see the whole action. We're just going to see the movements, okay? Now, taking a nice deep breath with me, hold it for a bit, and exhale. Alright, 2 more, okay? Taking another nice deep breath with me. Hold it for a little bit, and exhale. Nice, nice. Now, the third one I want you to do is close your eyes when you take in this last deep breath, okay? And when you do, close your eyes, just hold it for as long as you can, and then exhale whenever you're comfortable, alright? And just notice how your shoulders sink down a little bit more to your chest, and with every breath you take, you become a little bit more at ease, and notice your shoulders sinking down even more with each breath you take. Awesome. Now, your left hand, just notice in your left hand, allow your mind and allow books to be put onto your left hand. And as you notice that, notice your left hand becoming heavier and heavier. And in your right hand, the thumb of your right hand, allow a string to be tied to there. Tie that string onto there. Alright, allow that string to be tied onto there. And put it onto a hook or a string or balloons that allow it to pull that hand up. pulling that right hand up, up, up towards the ceiling, and your left hand, the books are getting heavier and heavier as we stack more and more books on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4 more books, and it just keeps adding more and more books. Alright, just noticing your right hand getting lighter and lighter, moving up, up with the string, up towards the ceiling, and your left hand getting heavier and heavier with all the books in it. Alright, whenever you're ready, just allow it to pause, and then open up your eyes. Taking a nice deep breath, and open up your eyes. Alright, so usually at this point, if we're in a group, sometimes we see some people who their hands are still at the same spot. Okay, we see sometimes people whose hands are like this, and they're literally doing the warrior pose. Right? And then we have other people whose hands are a little bit off, but not so much. Every once in a while we get someone who goes the opposite direction, and then we kind of just correct that. But for the most part, we kind of get about this range. Okay. Some of us, we feel like we have to do something, and so we tell ourselves like, okay, go. And so we actually physically move our hands without actually feeling any kind of a pull. If that's the case, then just practice it some more. Okay, you can practice it with both hands flat. You can practice it with a fist. You can practice it with however you want to do it. You can kind of rewind this video and just replay it and do it with different posture, sitting down, standing up, laying down, laying back on a recliner. Make sure you're comfortable with it. All right, and now, those of us who are resisting, again, the same thing as the other exercise, alright? Just know that nothing bad is going to happen, and know that you are in full control of what it is to come up. And so you can tell yourself to go up, to go down, to feel the pull going this way, to feel the pull going that way, to feel it pulling out, pulling in, okay, feeling it becoming magnets and glued together, things like that. Whatever suggestion you give yourself, allow your body to feel it. Allow yourself to know that you are giving yourself the direction, and so nothing bad is going to happen. Alright? And now the last exercise. I know we're going a little bit long, but the last exercise, if you've listened this far, thank you. And here's the last one. Alright? Same thing again with the hands. Okay, hands are out in front of you. And now, taking 3 deep breaths with me, and on the 3rd breath, close your eyes, and let's just let the magic happen, alright? Taking a nice deep breath with me. The next 2 through your nose, and then out through your mouth, alright? Okay, alright. Breathe in through your nose, and exhale. Awesome. One more time. Exhale. Let's just do one more, just for kicks, alright? Breathe in through your nose. Eyes closed. Hold it. Exhale. Notice your shoulders relaxing again. Notice that tingly feeling. Okay. Notice your eyes fluttering. Notice your breathing becoming more calm. And as you do, notice your hands becoming magnets, pulling closer and closer towards each other. Hands becoming magnets, pulling closer and closer towards each other. Moving faster and faster, moving stronger and stronger, becoming stronger and stronger, moving at its own speed, but moving faster and faster until they begin to get closer and closer, and they begin to touch. You might notice your palms touching, or your fingers touching, and as it does, interlock your fingers. If it already has, interlock your fingers. If your fingers are interlocked already, then push your palms together. Push your palms together and notice that tighten up. Okay, notice your fingers tightening up and notice your palms being pushed together. Okay, kind of ease your palms in a little bit. Ease your palms in a little bit towards, even more towards each other. Push it towards each other. And as you do, just notice your hands becoming glued together, becoming one solid piece. Both your hands are now one solid piece, completely glued together, completely solid. The more you try and pull it apart, the tighter it becomes. The more you try and pull it apart, the tighter it becomes. The more you try and pull your hands apart, the tighter they become. They are glued shut. They are glued as one. They become one ball of steel, one ball of solid steel, completely glued together. You can open up your eyes at any time and look at it. You can open up your eyes at any time and look at it, alright? And now as you do, just notice that the more you try and pull it apart, the tighter it becomes. The more you try and pull it apart, the tighter it becomes. Alright, so try again, try to pull it apart. And the more you try and pull it apart, the tighter it becomes, okay? So many of us feel this. Many of us already know how this feels, okay? Well, I guess I shouldn't say already know, because this might be our first time doing it. But many of us can't pull it apart, no matter how much we try to do it. Okay, and for those of us that can't, we'll release it together here in a little bit. Okay, but for those of us that can, just again, with all things, just allow it to keep happening. Okay, just allow yourself to practice these a little bit more, and as you do practice a little bit more, it just becomes easier. And again, do not fear, because you are the one in charge. Alright? You are the one in charge of these things, and the suggestions that you give yourself will happen until you give yourself an opposite direction. Okay? Opposite suggestion. And so chances are, if it's not sticking, maybe you're just giving yourself the suggestion not to stick. And so, consciously, subconsciously, you might be thinking, okay, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick, and so it doesn't stick. But if you allow yourself to just kind of believe, just kind of let it happen, and allow it to get that suggestion, it will stick. Okay, it will become solid, and as it does, you know, you can add to it. You can say it feels great. You can say it feels awesome. You can say it feels nice and warm, tingly. All right. And then you try and pull it, but you still can't. Alright, so now, for those of us that are stuck together, a simple suggestion from me to you in this video is, I'm going to count to 3. When I count to 3, I'm going to say release. When I count to 3 and say release, then you'll notice it releasing. Okay, as I do this, I want you to look at the middle of your thumbs. Okay, where your thumbs crisscross right there. Okay, so now with me, taking a nice deep breath. Hold it. Exhale. Alright. 1. Ready? Alright. 2. Get ready to release. Okay. And 3. Release. Alright. There you go. Alright. Sometimes we're just like, it's not releasing. Okay. So if that is happening with you and it's not releasing, okay. Now, me and you together, just tell yourself, alright, and begin to notice your fingers loosening up. Notice your fingers loosening up. Okay, notice your thumb loosening up. Now you'll notice you can wiggle the tip of your thumb. Alright, noticing that wiggling happening. Alright, and as you notice that wiggling happening, the rest of your fingers follow suit and become releasing. And notice your palm becoming your palms becoming more fluid. Okay, notice your hand slowly moving apart. Okay, and all the little pressure that's happening before they become loosened, they become more and more loose, and as it becomes more and more loose, you can start to notice that you can easily pull your hands apart. Alright, very few times does that happen. Okay, but as that happens, that last exercise of focusing on one little part, okay, just focusing on one little part, and allow those suggestions to happen. Those suggestions of being able to move, being able to be fluid, to be free. All right, you notice little parts at a time. It becomes it loosens up, and then you just be able to release on your own. Okay, so those are the 3 exercises that we'll do together, and that we already did together. So those are the 3 exercises that I want us to do together here in this video, and hopefully we all can experience this together with this video. If you haven't, just rewind it. I know we're approaching like 15 minutes on this, but hopefully it's 15 minutes worth doing, and 15 minutes that you can get to know yourself a little bit better, and be able to allow your mind to have your mind over body experience. Alright, and again, we're doing a class later on this month over at Pywacket, so hopefully we'll all see ourselves there, and we'll be able to do this together. Okay, thank you. See you soon.